Can't start a recording like this, Wayne. You can't start a recording with everyone fucking screaming like this shit. What the fuck? I think I can start recording. I think I can at least. Okay. It's another review. These are the Kiwi switches from the Key Company. They're manufactured by C3 Equals, using a full unwiped housing and stem, gold-plated springs, factory loops similar to their Tangy switches. But unlike the Tangys though, these Kiwis only come in the 67-gram weight. They're also TKC's first tactile switch, which will obviously cause some stir for the switches in the Kiwi community. When I purchased these switches on the initial drop, they sold out instantly. I was so glad I got my hands on them. Now, knowing the Tangys and how they turned out, it was obvious what was going to happen with these switches. Not even a week into TKC shipping these out on the Mech Market subreddit, I saw people already selling the switches for $10 to $20 extra. Like, what the fuck is up with your fucking minus 40 wrinkle ass brain, man? What the fuck? Anyways, putting them into the board and trying the switches out, I was surprised at the tactility of these switches. They have a very snappy tactility to them. The easiest comparison to make is compared to Cherry MX Browns. Browns have a more light and scratchy tactile bump to them, while the Kiwis have a more sharper snap to their tactile bump. The best example I can make is like a soda can. Probably not a healthy example, but anyways, when you go to open a can, there's that snap to them when you break the seal with the tab, and that snap noise that it makes, like that's what these switches feel and sound like to me. The sound of these switches are addicting. I really like the sound of these switches. But let's talk feel now. The feel of these switches are also great. The tactility that these switches have is definitely something people who love a good tactile switch will enjoy. Now you're probably hearing this and you're wondering, how did they compare to the Drop Pandas? How did they compare to Zelios? How did they compare? I'll get to it. Give me a fucking minute, okay? But first, let's talk about these switches. Lubed. These feel. The feel of these lube switches. The feel of these switches lubed is great. The tactility though, it doesn't feel exactly the same as when they were factory lubed, but are still very tactile. They feel more smoother as well. That just being a more well-coated lube job and all that, but overall these Kiwis are really great tactile switches, both for feel and tactility. Now the Kiwis come pre-lubed, and you might be wondering whether or not you should break into the housings and re-lube and maybe even film these switches. To that, I would say yes and no. Typing on the Kiwis with the factory lube already feel great. Smoothest of the switch is not compromised, and going in and doing your lube job is not really necessary. But if you really want to be safe in knowing that the switches are all evenly lubed and are equally lubed with one another, go ahead and lube them. Now, should you film these switches? Sure, switches do have a bit of housing wobble, so if you want a more secure switch, I recommend it. Switch films can also affect the sound of your switches as well, so if you want a more lower pitch sounding switch, you can film them as well. If none of these things matter to you, then you don't have to film these switches. Now, how do they compare to the other tactile competitors? Compared to the likes of Zelios, Pandas, Glorious Pandas, Everglides. These are one of the more tactile switches. If I would place them on a tactility scale, Kiwis would come third, with the Everglides coming second, and the Zelios coming in at the top. Following the Kiwis would be the Glorious Pandas, and the Drop Pandas at the bottom. I really don't think those Drop Pandas are as tactile anymore. Maybe I should delete my Panda video and re-upload it, or like maybe a revisit. Yeah, I might do a revisit of those things. The overall fucking camera, focus, you bitch. Overall, the Kiwi switches are a nice tactile switch with a sharp and snappy tactile bump. They have a very smooth actuation with no scratchiness straight from the manufacturer, and have a very nice acoustic. They come in at around $20 for 30 switches and are sold on the Key Company's website. They are out of stock at the time of recording, but TKC will be restocking these switches as drops every so often, so be on the lookout for that.
I put a whole bag of jelly beans up my
So thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to leave a like and check out my other reviews as well. If you find those other videos entertaining as well, please subscribe right down there or something like that. Please subscribe to the channel for future uploads. It will show a huge amount of support from me, and will definitely show that people want more of this sort of content, you know. Also, I have a Twitch channel where I do more keyboard content as well. You can check me out at twitch.tv/smilingdown. I stream on Wednesdays and Fridays at 11 p.m. Pacific time. Here is a clip of some of the things that I do over there. Now? Oh shit. Release the crack and... What the hell is that? What is that? What is that thing right there? What is that? What is that? What is that? There's just a random little hanging thing in there. Part of the placenta? It's red. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.